is 8 News Now, Special Edition.
You've heard of spaying and neutering cats and dogs, but how about a desert tortoise?
Well, for months now, 8 News Now has been asking the experts to find out where the hundreds of millions of dollars went to save this endangered species.
And a 2-day clinic is just wrapping up to teach veterinarians how to do that, how to help control the population, even though the desert tortoise is an endangered species. Vanessa Murphy found out why, and she's here with more. Vanessa?
Denise and Paul, wildlife experts tell us so many people have had desert tortoises as pets, the population has gotten out of control. The belief is if they work to reduce captive desert tortoises, they can help the endangered ones in the wild more in the long run.
What's happened is we have an unusual situation where we have too many in a captive situation, and people have numerous tortoises and they breed.
These desert tortoises won't be able to breed anymore after these surgeries. Veterinarians like Dr. Mary Lee are learning how to sterilize them at this 2-day clinic.
I'd say it's pretty urgent.
Lee frequently sees desert tortoises at her Las Vegas office because so many are kept as pets. The problem, they breed easily in backyards. Experts say it's difficult to tell whether they're male or female until they're at least 10 years old, and they can live up to 100 years.
We have a large number of tortoises from one individual. It started with 3 tortoises about 20 years ago, and when we checked 2 weeks ago, he had 54.
Now with budget cuts, this desert tortoise conservation center is closing at the end of the year. So when tortoises aren't wanted as pets anymore, there's no place for them to go. Mike Sen of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says about 70 are being sterilized at this clinic. Homes have been found for only half of them. They can't be released into the wild because they may spread disease to other tortoises listed as endangered since 1989. This clinic is aimed at reducing captive tortoises to ultimately help all of these reptiles.
Why sterilize an endangered species?
Yeah, and that's a very difficult question, I think, for folks to understand but when we have to manage the captive populations, like when we had them going to the center, it was a very, very high cost.
Sen says that 2-day clinic cost about $35,000. That's funding which came from Clark County, raised through fees paid by developers or people building on desert land.